Welcome back, everybody. We are very advanced in the day's agenda. We have come to the last panel of the day concerning gas market integration. We have a great panel ahead of us, moderated by Marko Aleksan, a partner from Baltic Energy Partners. And the panel will speak about gas market integration between the Baltic states and Finland. So guys, I will leave the stage to you and come back when it's time for closing remarks. Have a great discussion.
Thank you, Laura. Let me introduce first all the panelists here. So the name of the panel is Gas Market Integration between the Baltic States and Finland. And we have three experts here. Olli Sipilä from Gas Grid Finland, CEO. Then Janis Eisaks from Connexus Baltic Grid, Head of Corporate Strategy Division. And Haroldas Nauseda, Member of the Board and Director for Business Plans and Expansion from Ignitis Group. So we have very experienced and high-level panel here, and we try to be concise and design our discussion around some of the topics here, which will be the kind of main questions around the Baltics, Finnish gas markets today and in the future. And I would like to actually give in the very beginning word to you one by one to just give kind of a short intro from your side, where you could maybe still say a few words about yourself and what would you like to kind of emphasize in this discussion. I would like to hear and I would like to especially point out kind of three main kind of agenda points here, and one of them would be really assessment of the progress or today's progress of the gas market integration. Secondly, of course, the key issues what we have today, and then the main challenges going forward, and there's a lot of them, and hopefully we can have a time to discuss about all of them. So, but let's start with Olli. I will give the word to you and give it a go.
Thank you, Marko, and I'm just asking, do you now see my presentation there?
Yes. There's some security alert, but yes.
Okay. Now it should be showing. So I just wanted to brought up some topics for the introduction, and if I look the Finnish Baltic market integration, what has happened so far, and I've been in the Nordic and Baltic energy industry for 20 years and seeing the different development stages, and I think.
Sorry to interrupt you. I just want to make sure that you are being heard. There's a mic icon to be clicked to be sure that you actually heard.
Do you everybody hear me? Okay,
yeah,
very good.
Here, yes.
Okay,
excellent.
Very good. Please continue. Thank you.
Yes, so and there's a lot of cooperation in the region, and the gas sector is no difference to that, and perhaps it is one of the key areas. And if you look to the map on the greens, there's a relatively new or improved infrastructures or infrastructures which are under development at the moment. And we see a what has happened in the recent years in this cooperation. There's a lot of new infrastructures, for example, came online or coming online in so this kind of cooperation which enables further improvement is I think one area I would like to raise. Also on the left hand side, I would like to raise the kind of the wide range of players in this team, starting from the EU level, the national level, and then going to the actual market level as regulators, transmission system operators, and all the clients for the system and infrastructure. And I think that has been a developing very well so far. And why I think so, where we are now, I could take the next slide and showing examples what we encounter here. This is the market index which represents a concentration of the market. Here are the latest results in Finland, and we see that this HHI index is showing good development. So from the concentrated market, we are getting to the less concentrated market. So these infrastructures, these joint cooperation in the region in BEMI process and regional market cooperation groups and all that is leading to I think in a high level meters a better market. And when we look the kind of the other improvements, this is the customer feedback from the Wednesday's panel, where the TSO and the regulator were discussing about the Baltic connector development and rules there, and this kind of a open collaboration and then discussion got a good feedback there. Of course, I guess somebody proposed that we implement cryptocurrency in trading there based on the feedback, but probably we are not going that far at the moment in the cooperation. But all in all, this kind of open engagement is seen beneficial, and this is one of the examples I see happening at the moment in the market. And if in the last I take kind of the TSO level here, is that I think we have shared a good cooperation in the market development, and these are the three main areas what we work towards to make the market and even better. So in the market development area, this is probably what we talk quite a lot today, and then the operations and maintenance. Basically, this is the showing the future. What infrastructures is available and when and how the market should be operated. And the third, and as in the last panel, extremely important today, we call it green gases, but it's overall it's the climate change mitigation theme. How you implement hydrogen in the market, what kind of overall sector integration you are able to do. So these are the three streams we TSOs work together to make the market better for the future. So I think we have a good progress, but huge amount of work to do for all of us. So thank you.
Thank you, Olli. Maybe we go further with Janis. You had some slides for you to show us. Take it away.
Yep. Just a second. Okay, now I hope everyone sees.
Yes.
Excuse me. A little self-promotion. So regarding what happened during the turbulent 2020, actually we see that all the infrastructure we have in the region during 2020 was used to almost all the maximum. So the flows were going to the highest demand or highest price areas, and actually it's very well seen what role Inčukalns is playing in the market. Also, from time to time there is some mention that Baltic gas market is a very silent one and without any developments. I would not agree with that. Here is the graphs of allocations in the system, and I would like to turn attention to the different scale in these graphs, because which actually displays the development of these counter flows on the market, and it's not yet very well developed, but we are during the 2020 and during beginning of 21 we also saw the nominations from Finland towards Estonian Latvian balancing area. So that means that market is developing around all the infrastructure. And here is a message I would like to stress also, that infrastructure first. What we very well saw during the last year, due to some, let's say, problems brought by underperforming construction companies, we did not have the full capacity at Baltic Connector available. And I believe that the picture would be a bit different. And for example, this year in May, we currently see that flows in Baltic Connector are very low, which I would speculate, which means that we are living in the moment when gas prices in Finland and Estonian, Latvian, and Lithuanian market areas are actually evening out, which is displayed by the two graphs below. One is the price development, which actually shows the convergence of the lowest prices in the region for the sales on the Baltic platform, which has still to be developed, and I hope that it will develop. It's trading volumes at Get Baltic. Currently, I calculated it, but as it is based on non-publicly available information, I will not mention the number, but we have a long way to go to compete, for example, with Gazpool or TTF. So that's my messages for initiating of discussion. Thank you.
Thank you, Janis. And we can go next to Haroldas Novseda. Please have a word.
Okay, thank you. I'll try to share also a few slides and a few messages. 1 minute. Okay, I guess the screen. I hope you see.
Yes.
Do you see the slides? Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna start a little bit from a global picture, and just explaining some market trends happening in Europe, and we see quite an interesting price development in last, I guess, 12 months. Yeah, so from historically lowest gas price, which we have even never ever dreamed about, now we spiking up. Yes, and we're gonna hit, I guess, those records that were not very nice before. And what's happening? Why it happened like this? Yeah. So I'm gonna shortly comment some main driving forces of the price development, and unfortunately I don't have any good news, and all the main price impacting elements are showing quite bad signals in terms of price development. So the storage levels in the Europe that are impacting the demand are quite low, and with extra demand, the price gonna of course gonna go up. The internal production in one of the largest sourcing facilities in Europe, the Groningen, is going almost to zero, and again the internal production going down gives the impact of price increase. China, Asia, competing markets for LNG suppliers also is showing a positive trend for many years, with the increase of demand, and they paying nice margins to the LNG suppliers, and all those extra cargoes they go to Asia. So this also is causing growth in gas price. Brent again, it sometimes can be used as a substitute for gas, and the curve is quite correlating with gas. It's still, the correlation is still there, and again it's nothing. The curve it doesn't move kind of opposite direction to make a pressure for gas to stop increasing. Electricity price is more as a result of primary source of energy price increase, and again it doesn't help or doesn't show any signals that something good could happen, as we hitting the records in electricity price, also as in gas. And the emission price, yeah, so we just saw the record of 57, 58 euro, and this again creates some extra demand for gas usage in Europe, and again it doesn't help to see the low gas prices here. So this is the first message that I wanted to say, and actually we have integrated the market, the Finnish market, quite on a good timing, and shifting from those historical formulas and gas formulas in Finland. We were able to offer TTF indexed offers, and the price was so low, and then really, I guess, Finnish customers and Finnish market has enjoyed the low price before, but actually this momentum is over. The price are heating up, and another message is the volatility, and here is the forward curve. And the picture, let's say, done in November last year, the curve looked like this. After a month, it was like that, and after a month, the price development was there. February, March, we thought it stabilized, but then April came, and end of the April, and it's not the end, and the price is hitting new records day by day. So and actually this is just proving that this is a situation or in facts introduced in the first slide, and volatility and sharp changes of the prices is there, and it doesn't help us to like these price trends and be secured in terms of pricing. And when we come back to our region, this is the price development, let's say, since 2019. And here's the TTF and then Lithuanian wholesale price, the Get Baltic price, and those we are tracking for many years, I guess, and since 2016 and 17, quite well development with the European hub prices. And it started after LNG terminal being commissioned, and in Latvia, Estonia, the price trend is quite similar after that time, and those are correlating quite much, and what we see from merger of those two zones in 2020. So again, it's following Lithuanian curve, and even sometimes it's become cheaper than the TTF or much closer to the TTF than historically. And then we come to Finland, and it's a very interesting graph, and the price development before the market integration and right after the night of the integration and opening up the market. The price spread has shrunk, and before there was an enormous price difference, and actually in 2019 I just calculated on fingers that Finland overpaid 150 million euro roughly for this 2019, and still they are the most expensive, and I guess we all understand why, because of shortage of the capacity of Baltic connector and not being those in time. And here is another chart showing the price spreads between the market zones. So we see that almost always TTF in Lithuania is giving the negative price spread. So it means this TTF is a little bit cheaper, but it's understandable because of the entry tariff to the grid and some traders margins. So here is the next curve of Estonia and Latvia. Difference, so those are correlating since 2019 with a quite low rate of difference. So then the trend of let's say mutual zone since 19 till now, and as you see the price difference becomes quite competitive compared even to Lithuanian situation at the end of the curve, and then this year, beginning of this year. And here again, the price difference Lithuania versus Finland since 2019, and the difference is still quite huge, resulting more than 20-30 million euro per year for Finnish customers. And yeah, so just short summary, good start, and then really everyone was so excited about those low price. Maybe those low price has a little bit make us more polite about those situations that are not making us very happy with the congestions in the system, with the uncertainties, with the predictability in the grid operations, and then capacity. Let's say capacity promises. Yeah, so we were following the project and the project plan, and actually what we see that the development is not like it was promised and expected, and it creates issues for traders, for suppliers, and for customers after all, as an extra price, extra premiums in risk premiums and such. So really we see that integrating those markets would really benefit everyone. Being one bigger, stronger market would benefit traders, TSOs, and of course the customers that are most important here, by supporting the market growth and giving us the job being a gas market participants. I guess that's it from my side with the short review and then summary of the.
Thank you, Harald. I mean, your presentations gave a pretty good view how the TSOs see how the market works, and you, Harald, gave how the market players really see that. I mean, you brought up actually one of the important things is all the communication to the market, because during the changes, I mean, key part of the change management is the communication. So it's important that everybody really understands what are the plans, what goes on. So I would like to actually go ahead a bit on that issue and first look at the shorter term challenges in the market. And we all see that, you know, this Baltic connector seems to be one of the kind of problematic things, because that's the connection between Finland and the Baltics, and everything related to the Baltic connector affects the markets a lot. So luckily, in the end of April, the Baltic connector capacity was increased, and hopefully there will be another increase soon. But I guess the theme right now is still, to a certain extent, the question whether the allocation mechanism is correct for the market, and there's some kind of threat still that at some point of time there will be another, maybe even worse allocation mechanism on these auctions. So, I mean, could you give your view on this potential need for changes of the allocation mechanism? Because yesterday we heard from Gas Grid that yes, the TSOs have been giving quite clear message that they do not support change of the allocation system, because that has been also the market feedback, and there are very good reasons not to do that. Just now we have maybe in coming season we will see what the real higher connection will result with. Is there still bottlenecks? How much you need to manage them, etc. But on the other hand, we know that the final decision for the 2022 will be done just in autumn, and you know, all the market players are making decisions now. They're making contracts now. So frankly, from market players' point of view, it's a very confusing communication, and it comes to play when you want to sign the contracts, because we can talk about things, but when you have to sign and make commitments, then it is very important to know whether there will be changes or will not be changes. So I just give one by one. I mean, Olli, maybe you give some comments on that.
Yeah, happy to do so. And I think overall the communication is one of the top priorities, and I think buyers and sellers, you are making 1 year, 2 year, 3 year perspective commitments between each other with different structures, and I see kind of that part important overall with all areas of the market development. And I think one good example, what we have last year implemented now following is this 1 year and a half maintenance plan forward, showing the kind of what kind of capacities there are if everything goes according to plan between the TSO. So that's a start and an example how we try to improve the communication as TSOs. And also the other area is that we should be open about how the market works, what are the constraints and opportunities there, and how players can when they are understanding the market operations right, they can improve the operations of the market. So I've been describing that as for example, if there's a concert hall, if everybody tries to get from the same door out of the concert hall, full concert hall, then it's most likely it's a challenge. But if there's another doors in the concert hall, then if you rightly optimize the flows in the market, you probably get most out of the market. So that's one example. We try to give as much information for players to market operate in an optimum way. And what comes to this Baltic connector and the development, so I think I agree the point that the next season we will see how the compressors will develop and what is the overall market situation in the current market price environment during the coming winter. I think that Harold, as you presented quite well the kind of the volatility in overall European market at the moment, and we'll see how the market will bring that volatility towards us during the next heating season. And I think and that's, I'm very thankful for the feedback what the market players has given to us in this, which we have been able to convey, for example, to the regulators, that the which option is for the players better, and also the fact that hopefully making everybody aware of your situation, that you don't like any sudden changes. And I fully agree with that if there's a new markets feature implemented in a very short schedule, it is from the contract perspective difficult, but also from implementation perspective. So it's basically an IT solution which needs to be built and trained and developed in all fronts, and then it needs to be implemented in all the contracts. So it doesn't happen in overnight. And I think we have a good discussion with the regulators about that, as we probably saw on the Wednesday. But as I said, it's not a decision. So we hope to see that develop in a good direction for the overall market in coming months. But I think the communication in all levels, all fronts, that's important, and we want to improve that.
Thank you, Olli. You were very thorough in your answer, and this, I hope the market players can trust the preliminary kind of letters of the regulator that there will be no changes for the coming winter, and sign the contracts without any issues. Maybe, Janis, we can go on with you. In your presentation, you also actually showed the flows being low in May, and I would actually draw a pretty simple conclusion from that also. It's also a communication issue. The initial communication was that the Baltic connector will be closed in certain weeks in May, and of course, when in the last days something changes, then everybody has already made their commitments, and that is actually the main reason why the flows are low. So it is not that something has happened. I would say there probably would have been going much more to Finland at this, but we have not too much time. So therefore, I would actually change the question, and Janis, ask from you the next part. I mean, of the challenges to the future. We have different entry-exit areas still in the Baltics, and specifically Lithuania. So Maybe you give your view on that particular aspect. How do you see when will we see the joint entry-exit area? So what will be the success and because that's also important information to the market. So that will change the market maybe to the same extent as the Baltic connector has changed, because Lithuania will have a connection to Poland in the beginning of next year. So it is an important change. So how do you see that? What will be happening on that front?
Okay. So yes, with Lithuania, the process is longer than it was expected at the very beginning of the road. But here I would like to emphasize the message infrastructure first. So when we started to, we meaning all the TSOs together, when we started to look at what potentially would mean removal of the tariffs from the borders, actually it was clear that I would say the Baltic connector was very good example. So there is no actually capacity is available at no cost. Yeah, so everyone can use it as he wish and in what direction he wish. So without any additional costs. And looking at what it could mean, removal of the tariffs at Kėdainiai. Actually, Lithuanian colleagues came with a proposal that while the early it's Latvian-Lithuanian interconnection project is not in place, actually not to remove the tariffs from the Kėdainiai, because as we see from the use of Kėdainiai point during actually since market opening in Latvia, the pattern of the use of this interconnection point changed dramatically. Not dramatically, but in principle as such. Before there was flows towards Lithuania or from Lithuania just on let's say security of supply issue cases, yes, or just as a TSO cooperation for let's say stabilization of the system. Since 2017 and especially in 2019 and 20, we see that Kėdainiai point at current capacity is congested and not just from time to time, but constantly over the months. Yeah. After implementation of LE, the capacity will be doubled. So and I would expect that as is the case with Baltic connector, the market will use it in a way that actually the prices will even out. Yes, and the risk of having congestion at specific IP will be lower. During the last year, from traders' perspective, there was mentioned in some public forums that Finnish market is viewed by market participants as a premium one. And the base of the premium is lacking capacity at Baltic connector. If it would be higher, these premiums or the chances to get some extra money out of the market would be lower. And I actually agree with such view. Being said that, I would say that removal of the Kėdainiai tariffs would be expected somewhere in 2024, maybe by that time. During the regional discussions, such year was mentioned not just once, and it also well coincides with finishing of all the PCI projects in the region for the gas we currently have. It's LE project, it's improvement of the Inčukalns underground gas storage, at least the part for installation of compressor, which will assist the withdrawal at the low inventories. And the GIPL will be in place and hopefully tested for a few years, so that we will be able to use all the, not we, market will be able to use all the existing infrastructure to a full extent according to their needs and let's say commercial perspectives.
Thank you, Janis. I mean, so it is a difficult topic, but definitely will be having quite a strong impact to the market development in the future also. And let's not forget about Poland, which will be connected to us already next year.
Yes,
so yes. Change is going on all the time, right? I mean, it's we have to see how we can adjust to those and make sure that the market still works well. I would like to change the question again, so maybe ask also Haroldas from you. We have not been discussing at all about how it is to actually sell in those different markets for the players. So all those markets are individually small. Even Finland is small compared to the rest of the Europe, of course. But having a bit different type of retail market set up specifically. I mean, in Finland there is some stock obligations. There's no real opening on the among the smaller customers. You need to obtain the metering devices when you want to really get into the free market. Estonian market seems to be fully open. In Latvia, there is still retail or households are not really on the open market. And in Lithuania, at least, what we are seeing is there's a lot of regulation, a lot of reporting, and it's all related to. It's more like an arranged market. It's like arranged marriage. It's not everybody's not there out of love, but they are there just to get along. So it is not a fully functioning market there again because of the LNG specifics and also the need to actually absorb somehow the Klaipėda into the system. So Haroldas, what do you think? How do these retail markets really work? I mean, what do you see? How the future should go here, and are the developments fast enough?
Yeah. We are so similar but so different right now, actually, and we are so small. Not to agree, but somehow we don't find a common solution for everything, and it's not good news, I guess, for everyone. And actually, saying that tracking everything, I'm in gas business for 13 years. I'm really happy about what's happening, and turning back some 3 years ago, I have. If someone could ask how the market would look like in 2021 May, I would really not say that it's gonna look like this, like this good, that time. But now being here in this time, I don't think that it's good enough. And your review, Marco, is quite well describing the situation. And actually, we as a supplier, being in the market for so many years, has changed. We have changed a lot. And we did. I could make a list how we changed, what we do now better, what we started to do, what we never did, and I think for us, such as suppliers, and all the suppliers has changed since those market openings. We also need TSOs that have changed in a way, and the changes are there, but we want faster changes, I guess, and the changes that gives the best results for everyone. And actually, I like all your good example with a concert hall. And you have a door, but and there is a bottleneck over there. But I'm sure that you have a lot of nice big windows, and sometimes those are bigger than the door. So you can use the imagination how to make those windows as a door, and maybe even as an elevator, but it's needed extra work, some creative things, and then it comes to some market rules, some extra things that you never did, we all never did, we maybe even we didn't see in Europe somewhere as a precedent that to copy and paste them. Yes, so I guess we need to think about some brave ideas, bold ideas, and then try to implement. And then the TSO could be at least on those situations when there are congestions to find some ways how to optimize it, how to compensate those, and then how to use market instruments for the market not to feel the congestions before those disappear technically. So I guess it's possible. And speaking on a little bit reflection on Yanis comment about Lithuania joining the party. So I guess we really all want to be in the party, in the same market zone. And I heard, at least from Lithuanian colleagues from TSO side, that they are eager, or they'd like to remove the Kim-and-I point. That could be a first small step towards it. So I guess this would really benefit market, and then by implementing some creative ideas and taking some extra mile, making some extra mile, I guess we can achieve and have a better marketplace for all of us.
Haroldas, thank you. I mean, that gave a pretty good feeling how the market players feel. So there's still a lot to do, and we didn't even discuss about the joint balancing area and a lot of other things what we could have been discussing. But I guess the panel gave pretty good feeling about how we're going. So thank you, Olli. Thank you, Aldos. Thank you, Yanis, for this good panel discussion. So I guess we are concluding here. Time's up. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Marco. I guess we need to save the balancing discussions for next year or next time when we convene. So thank you very much, panel. I will conclude the seminar here. So the panel participants, you can stay on screen or you can go backstage. But I just wanted to thank everybody for these past 2 days. We've had 30 and more experts discussing both on panels and individual talks. We really hope that you have had useful time listening to these, and you can benefit from this information and these connections. There are just a few things that I wanted to emphasize, because there are certain themes that went through most of the speeches that we had and the discussions during these 2 days. Some of the themes have actually been present quite heavily also on previous years, if you have been a part of the Baltic and Nordic Energy Summit. One theme is connections and cooperation between the countries and different operators. I think that theme also came through in some respects. The connections in different energy spaces, meaning electricity and gas networks, upcoming hydrogen. We need those connections, we need the old ones, we need new ones for the purposes where we are going with the energy transition. And how are we going to get there? We need regulation to regulate those connections. We need authorities to give good decisions on permitting in good timing, so that the projects won't, so that the wrong projects won't go through, but the right ones will go through swiftly. And we need, of course, financing. We need bankable projects, but we might also need some support. There are different types of support schemes already available, more coming up all the time. Some of them more suitable to the new market than the others. And some of the energy forms don't need any support anymore, but you can see the same type of framework moving into the new emerging energy, like hydrogen. In the beginning, there is certainly a need for support. And also, we touched upon what are the different roles of different participants. On the renewable side, there were some discussions on the role of big companies, how their projects are going, but also we saw some of the smaller companies maybe giving sparks to new forming industries coming up. So there is a role for everybody to play. So with these remarks, I hope that we will see each other again soon. Either it be here on a web basis, or then we could actually have the normal summit that we have had for so many years. But in any case, I all hope that you found these 2 days useful. Thank you again, everybody, speakers and the audience. We will continue discussions outside this forum and hope to see you when the Baltic and Energy Summit is arranged again. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.